G'day, good morning, and welcome to my channel. Congratulations if you've made it here. This will be my first video of many, and today I'm taking you guys up Mount Cooke in Western Australia. Let's go. Alright, so straight off the bat here, we have a spot called Sullivan's Rock. It's a long, slopey rock, moss everywhere. It's quite nice here. And you see we've come from down that way. We're heading all the way up here until we get to a bit of a fire trail. So we've just now reached the fire trail I was talking about. I've got a sign here. I don't know if you can see that, but it says Bibbleman Track. This way. I'm off down here. In the distance, up there, that is Mount Cooke, and that is where we're heading. Let's go. I've done this hike a few times before, probably about half a dozen times actually, and this first half of the hike is just an absolute slog every time. It's all fire trail like this, and it's not until the second half where we start going up things start to get a bit more luscious, although it's looking pretty good today. There are quite a few fires that come through here, so I do have to be a little bit weary. All last week there were fires actually, thankfully not out this way, but in the Perth Hills, and heading north as well. You can see that big rock formation there. I don't know if you can actually. That is Sullivan Rock. That's what we've just walked over. Come that way, down there, and at the top of that. Let's get going. I just want to show you guys, it's pretty hard to get lost out here. It's signed very well, so you can see I've come from down there, and I mean realistically I've got a choice of going that way or that way, but we'll see right in front of me here. I've got a sign. The little snake and the arrow pointing left is an indication that I should be going this way. For those of you who don't know, that little snake sign can be found all throughout WA. It actually indicates that you're on the Bibbulmun track, and Sullivan Rock to Mount Cooke is a section of the Bibbulmun track. So we just got to follow those little snakes, and away we go. Like I was saying earlier, fires do run rampant out here, and you can tell there's just so many burnt stumps everywhere we look. Absolutely everywhere. I do believe bushfires, however, are a vital component of our ecosystem here in Australia. I believe things are supposed to burn and then regrow later on. Strange how the world works. Oh, right here I've got an abandoned car. Maybe a car that's been burnt out, God knows. It's clearly been here for a very long time. Look at all those burnt trees everywhere. It's crazy. You can see that. It's burnt out. Probably not far from falling over, mind you. You can see at the top there, it changes back to the colour it's supposed to be when it's not burnt. But obviously the flames got quite high in this circumstance. Crazy world. I was saying before that fires are a vital part of our ecosystem, and our bush is actually supposed to burn and then regrow. And here's some signs of that exact thing. You can see that it's all burnt, but it's got fresh growth the whole way up. And this is a very common theme. You'll see here, there's another one. Everywhere we look here, you'll see burnt trees with fresh, beautiful, lush growth on them. It's just the way it works here. Unfortunately, us as humans, we've built settlements in bushfire-prone areas, and it affects all of us. A lot of houses each year get burned, a lot of people die, a lot of families are torn apart. But it's incredibly vital to our ecosystem. All of our bushlands need it. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. About 3/4 of the way up this Mount Cooke hike, we have a group campsite. I've been up here many times, but I've never actually stopped here or checked it out. There's actually a campsite up a bit further where I have camped before. I've taken my hammock up and I've spent the night. And then hiked back down in the morning. This is pretty cool. It's a nice little shelter. A couple of picnic tables to enjoy a meal. There's a toilet block over there. Just up these stairs, it seems like there's a big campsite where you can set up for the night. Let's keep going. This is the other campsite that I mentioned earlier. It's a very cool shelter. You've got bunk beds both sides. There's some room in the middle as well if you wanted to set up there with the swag or whatnot. You're advised to brush out any mess that you make in there. Keep it nice and clean for the next guys that come along. There's some water tanks here. I believe there's some toilets a bit further down. Nice little spot to make some food here. I will say that if you are coming up here and you are wanting to get to the peak of Mount Cooke, you actually do have to go through that campsite. just behind me. And then you'll walk out up this path here. And you'll follow this further until we reach the peak. So I thought I'd show you guys a cool spot I like to stop at. You're pretty well at the summit here, but I always make this detour, stop, have a bite to eat. So you come through there, that's your track, you end up on this giant rock here, and the view is just unreal. I believe that's, I think it's called Mount Vincent. The large bump you can see over there. Tiny in, terms of mountains, but that's all we've got. What a spot. So I might stop, have a bite to eat, get the drone out, take it for a bit of a fly, have a bit of fun with it, and then we'll keep going, eh? Let's go. finally made it. This is the peak of Mount Cooke, right here. Oh. So you might get here and think, hallelujah, we've made it. We got to the peak. It's time to go home. But keep going. And that's because if you walk another 10 minutes or so up this trail, you're left with a view that looks like this. Pretty well a 360 panoramic view. Of the horizon. Now granted, I had to climb up a boulder to get this view. I'll show you now. Well worth it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Alright, it's about midday, so I am going to start heading back down because there's no shade cover up here and it's hot.